Hello everybody, RainbowRedPanda here, and I have been tagged in this thing called the mainstream comic books tag video thing that's going around on the YCC. So I have my list of questions here and I have answers for them and people to tag afterwards. So I was tagged by my secret Santa, Robotech00, and so I'm making this video. The first question is, what is your favorite ongoing book with one hero? I would say Superior Spider-Man, but it's been said, so I thought it would be a little different. I mean, Superior Spider-Man for all of the reasons that everyone else has said, but I also am really liking Savage Wolverine. It was a little weird for me when it started out. Like, I mean, I liked Wolverine in the jungle and stuff, but associating Wolverine with Tarzan was just a little strange, and that's sort of how I felt like it was going to end up. But the last couple issues have been, like, there's a 2-issue arc, and I think before that there was only like a 3-issue arc. So it's been really short stories, but I've really liked them. They've sort of like tugged at my heartstrings. In the last one, Wolverine's dealing with sort of like the ivory slaughtering of like elephants and rhinos and stuff for their tusks and things over in areas that they have. I think it's like in Africa is where he's dealing with that. So it was interesting. It's always interesting to see like humanitarian Wolverine instead of like just no holds barred like clawed Wolverine. So I'm gonna go with Savage Wolverine just to be different, I guess. Favorite team book? I just got done reading the first trade of the Umbrella Academy, and so I'm gonna have to say them overall, just because they are dysfunctional and they don't like each other pretty much, but they are able to come together, get something done, accomplish things, and at the end of the day, all ends well. But right now, my favorite team book would have to just be regular X-Men for ongoing series. I don't know, I like the artwork in it, I like the colors, I like the story, but the artwork is what makes it, like, I like all of the X-Men books. I read pretty much every X-Men book that's out there, and I like all of them. But that one's my favorite just because of the colors and the artwork that's used. So it kind of sets it apart from everything else. Plus Jubilee's in it, and I really like her right now. Like, I don't know. I like her, like, panels and stuff, because she just really entertains me in this book. So that's my answer for that one. My favorite hero? I would say Rorschach from The Watchmen, but I don't know. I mean, technically, yes, he is a hero, but he's not like what you typically think of as a hero. So for that, I'm gonna have to just go with Deadpool, because Deadpool entertains me with everything that Deadpool does. I've not read a Deadpool series or anything that he's in. Like, I love Thunderbolts, I love Deadpool, I love all of the Deadpool, like Deadpool kills Deadpool, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, Deadpool Illustrated, all of the Deadpool things that he does. He's in like everything. So I love it all. My favorite villain? I'm gonna have to say Dr. Octavius, because he is an awesome villain. He made a great villain, and because he was such a great villain, he is making such an amazing Spider-Man right now. I don't know, like, I've always liked him. My like phone case, he's on it, so I spend a lot of time like staring at Dr. Octavius, and I don't know, I really like Doc Ock. He's always been one of my favorites, and I was really skeptical about him being brought in as Superior Spider-Man, but he's done a really good job, and I've really liked it. So keep up the good work, Dr. Octavius, even though you're a fictional person, whatnot. But that's not the point. Not the point here. Marvel or DC? Just because of, if you look at the number of books that I buy from each, I'm gonna have to say Marvel, because Marvel is usually a very big chunk of my pull. DC, maybe a couple books, and then it's just all like indie stuff. So between indie and Marvel, that is like the majority of my pull, unless Forever Evil has like 4 or 5 books that are coming out in a week, which rarely happens. Usually it's just 1 or 2, sometimes 3, but sometimes they have like all of the books. So I'm gonna say Marvel, just purely on those reasons. My favorite event, I have sort of a top 3. 2 of them you guys might not consider events, but I do. And then one is considered an event, and I'm sure that I think a lot of people read it. So I'm gonna go with that. My top three, the first one is the Star Trek Into Darkness that came out last summer before the movie that came out. And I really liked it. I thought it was cool. It was a really cool event to read going up to the movie. It was like a prequel. So I really liked that. I thought, and I consider that to be an event. So that's just me, but I really liked it. I think I was like the only one at my comic book store that ordered that book, but I ordered it and I liked it. The next one is the one that's actually like can definitely be considered an event, and that is Battle of the Atom for X-Men. I picked this over Infinity and over a lot of people would say Age of Ultron was a really good event. A lot of you guys said it was like the worst event, but I don't have it on either of those lists. It had its good and its bad points for me, but Age of Ultron was not on my list. Infinity had its good and bad points, more good than bad, luckily, but it wasn't on my list either. But Battle of the Atom, I got excited for every single issue. Like, it was always like my favorite thing to read that week. It didn't matter. Like, I was always excited for every single issue, and I can't say that about Infinity and Age of Ultron. Like, actually, at some point with Age of Ultron, I just got bored and I just stopped reading it, and I just finished it. I think a couple months ago I finally was like, no, I have these books, I need to finish them. So I finished them, and then I was like, this wasn't so bad after all. So I sort of regretted not finishing it to begin with, but Battle of the Atom, I didn't have that. And then there was just like a whole panel with Silver Surfer going on about cupcakes, so he gets points for that. But my favorite event, I would say, is the Deadpool Trilogy. Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, Deadpool Illustrated, and Deadpool kills Deadpool. To me, that was an event, and to me, it was an awesome event. And it sets up perfectly for Dead of the Living Deadpool and all the other Deadpool stuff they have coming. I think it's gonna be, I don't know, I thought it was really awesome. It was like the highlight of last year for me was that. I mean, I got Panda Pool, and if any of you guys watch my Secret Santa stuff, Panda Pool is really important to me. If you've read like anything that every time, I can't mention Deadpool without mentioning Panda Pool, and he was given to me in the Deadpool trilogy. So that was my favorite event for sure. But I don't know, some of you guys might still not consider that to be an event, in which case I guess my answer would be Battle of the Atom, so take that, people. My least favorite event is the Avengers, like the Enemy Within that they did with Avengers Assemble and Captain Marvel. I did not like pretty much anything about that event. I don't know, like, I don't even know exactly why I read it. It was a 5-part series. It started with Avengers, the Enemy Within #1, and then there was like 2 Avengers Assembles and 2 Captain Marvels, and I didn't like the artwork. I didn't like, I don't know, it's just, they sort of, to me, Captain Marvel, I didn't like the way that she was portrayed. I don't know, Captain Marvel, I just have issues. I mean, the way that she's put into other events, like with Infinity and all of that, like, I didn't like her in that either. So maybe I'm just not a fan of Carol as Captain Marvel, but I did not like anything about that event, and I don't even know a lot of people that talk about it, so maybe I'm like the only one that even read it. I don't know, but I did not like it at all. Like the first one, I did a video earlier of the stuff that I had read today, and I reread the first part of that event, Avengers: The Enemy Within, and like the way that some of the artwork was, like there was just a picture of Thor, and he was like talking, and he looked like a chipmunk, like his cheeks were all puffy, and he had like no eyes at all, like it was just not good. And if you're gonna have a badly written comic, at least have good artwork, and this one just didn't have anything for me. I felt like it was just like Captain Marvel, like, oh, I have amnesia, I have to find things, I have a lesion on my brain and I can't fly, but I'm going to anyway. Like, I just didn't like it. I don't know. End rant on that. Question number 8 is, what do you read that most others hate? And I haven't really, with all of my comic time things, I've never gotten anyone, like, I say, oh, I got this book, and people are like, oh, I don't like that book at all, like, that's a stupid book. I've never had any of that feedback. So just going by, like, message boards and reviews and just seeing, like, comments on reviews and watching some of your guys' videos, I'm gonna say Justice League 3000. I really liked the first, it's only on its first issue, but I really liked the first issue, and until I did my video review, a lot of people didn't. So I don't know if no one thought of it the way that I thought of it or what, but I really liked that book. And I can't wait for the second one to come out. Like, I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be different, but it's gonna be good, and I'm gonna like it. So, I don't know. I feel like I kind of saved the book in a way because, like, my review, I guess, was just looking at it differently, and a lot of people said, "Oh, well, I didn't look about it that way. Like, I really didn't like the book, but the way that you put it, it makes it better." So, I don't know. Maybe I changed. I don't know. Maybe that's just my job, is to make bad books good. I don't know. Maybe I just like a bad book. I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out whenever the second issue comes out. I'll do another review of it. Okay, my least favorite book. I don't read any books that I completely dislike. If I hate a book, I'm not going to read it. And if a book doesn't interest me at all, I'm not going to buy it. Like, that's just how I am. So, with that being said, of all the books that I read, the one that takes me the longest to read, and actually, like, the latest issue, which I believe is issue number 5, is still sitting opened on my table in my bedroom. It is The Wake, number 5, Scott Snyder. I liked this series at first, and it just seems like I've just lost interest. It's not necessarily that the book sucks or that the storyline is weak or anything, but I just can't read it for long. Like, I just can't read it very often, and it doesn't come out frequently enough. Like, by the time the new issue comes out, I've forgotten pretty much that, like, the series exists. And so it makes it hard. Like, it's always the last book that I read. It goes to the bottom of the pile. It's the last one. Like I said, the book 5, which came out over a month ago, is still sitting open on my table, and I haven't even thought about it. Like, I know that it's there, but I don't look at it or anything. So, I don't know. I'm gonna say that one. Just, once again, it's not a bad book, and I know a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people debate this book on whether it's good or it's bad, and I mean, it's interesting, but it's probably something that I should have just picked up the trade, and then I would have liked it a lot better. So I'm gonna go with The Wake. My favorite comic jail. This is the best question. I was gonna say The Walking Dead jail, because I think that I don't know, to me it's the most useful jail and the most resourceful jail, and it's like so multi-purpose. You keep villains in it, but you can also use it to survive. Like, you don't think of a jail as being a good thing until you're in a zombie apocalypse. Like, that's what I like about it. It has good parts and bad parts. And that's just something that jails don't get credit for. But because it's been said, and basically because it's been said, I'm gonna go with another jail, and it was the jail that I thought of first before the Walking Dead jail. And it is the jail that is in the Forever Evil event that's going on right now. And it's a jail that keeps superheroes in, because villains need a jail. And what better, like, come on, if you're a villain, you've been in jail, like, you've been in all these things. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with this jail, and if the superheroes are going to be able to find a way to, like, get out. Because it's almost like a mental jail. Like, they go in and they think that, like, they're doing their superhero things, or they're reliving parts of their lives that they don't necessarily want to. And it's just, like, so repetitive, and it just has so many levels. You can't get in, you can't get out. It's like a perfect jail, and it's created by villains. I mean, come on. Once again, jails are for bad people, which are villains. Like, if they create jail, they're gonna make sure that it's, like, perfect. There are exceptions. Stargirl is sort of the exception to this, at least in this event for so far. She has no, like, skeletons in her closet or anything, so she's not able to be held down by the jail. So she can go in and out and, like, see what's going on. She gets really confused a lot, and you do sort of see some of her past that she does relive in the jail, but it doesn't make her stay, and she's still able to get out. So, I don't know, to me that is, like, currently, that is the most, I don't know, it's like the best jail for, you know, the purpose of being a jail to me. So we'll see what happens. By the end of the event, maybe I'll change my mind or something, but I don't know. I think it's a good jail. Like, as soon as I heard that it was a jail, I was like, it's a good jail. Wouldn't want to go to that jail. Like, I wouldn't want to go to any jail because jail's not a good place to go. But best jail to me. So those are my answers to the questions. And then after that, I am supposed to tag 3 people to reply and make their own mainstream comic book video questionnaire thing. So my 3 people that I'm tagging are my Secret Santa, who was RickxDoom, person that I sent Secret Santa, or person that sent me Secret Santa stuff. And then Spin Dash and Space Chief, who are my panel people. They do stuff on the comic book community every once in a while, and I think that both of theirs will be really interesting because Spin Dash has crazy answers for everything, and he said that he wants to get more involved with the YCC this year. So here's your chance, buddy. You're gonna do it. And then Space Chief, I think he will make an awesome rant about this. So he's gonna do it. It's gonna happen. So you 3 get on it, and I want to see these videos. So this was fun. Let's do it again, but not like every day, because I don't know. It just doesn't seem like something that we should do every single day ever, but it's a nice thing to do, especially right now because I'm totally in like, I can't go anywhere. So why not just make videos all day? It's all good. So I'll see you guys with the next one of these. Bye!